Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. Here we are again, and I will just say that I am frustrated, I'm sad, and I'm angry that this continues to happen. I want our young people in our schools and our families to know that we are trying to make sure that our schools are safe. This is a repeated occurrence that we have to get a hold of. What I will say is that we are enacting immediately, effective immediately, a backpack ban, and that is a drastic step, but we think it's a necessary step because we want to ensure the safety of not only our scholars, but our staff and our community. I think it's important that I acknowledge that it might cause some inconvenience for families, and that is not the intent. This is about safety for young people. This is about safety for our staff. This is about safety for our community. Just want to make sure we're putting our young people first, and our public safety team, as well as the Grand Rapids Police Department, is also addressing the issues, the specifics around that. And with that, I will turn it over to Chief of Staff Larry Johnson.
Thank you, Dr. Roby. And it goes without saying, we are so thankful for our teachers, our scholars in the buildings that take safety and security very seriously. This morning at about 8:39, one of our scholars made a decision to bring a weapon into our schools, a loaded weapon. Now, we've been here before you. Just over a week ago, we've stood before you. This is a crisis in our community. It's a crisis in this country, but we're more focused on what happens here in Grand Rapids right now. It is not acceptable, and we plead to our parents, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, those who are the caretakers of young people in this community, to begin to search their kids' book bags and check their rooms, particularly elementary kids, our middle school kids who have access to weapons. Parents need to lock their weapons up, secure their weapons, move ammunition away from weapons. We're standing today as a safety plea, and we're going to continue all we can do in the Grand Rapids Public Schools to keep our kids safe before we have a tragedy in this community. We have averted at least 2 tragedies in the last 2 weeks. We don't want to stand before you again. We do not want to stand before you again. Safety protocols work in our district. They work in all school districts when adults and scholars take them serious. And in this case, they were taken very serious. But also, parents have to play an important role in this because safety extends beyond the school steps. It extends into the home. It extends into our community. And our schools is a microcosm of this community. And if we want to have safe communities and safe schools, then we must actively work together to make that happen. So our plea and our call is to our parents, it's to our clergy, it's to all of our leaders and those that play an important role in the life of kids, that now is the time to step up before we have a tragedy in this community. This is unacceptable. We will not continue to tolerate it. And so we've got to do some things to adjust our safety protocols so that we can keep our scholars safe, keep our staff safe. Again, we thank our staff at Stocking Elementary School for following the safety protocols. We thank our scholars who went to a trusted adult upon noticing a weapon in a book bag immediately. But we also challenge our parents to make sure that they're doing more before that child leaves the home daily. We don't want to be before you again for this matter. Thank you for your time, and I'll turn it over to the Chief of Police.
First, I want to thank Dr. Roby, Executive Director Johnson, for the seriousness that they take in caring for our kids here in the city of Grand Rapids. And I want to reiterate something that the Executive Director just said, how close we were to a tragedy. Let me tell you how we avoided that tragedy. Is children, and I'm talking 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds, did the right thing and informed adults that they trusted about this dangerous circumstance. That's what avoided this. Decisions by 7 and 8-year-olds. What we need in the city of Grand Rapids is decision by adults in this city to be just as good as these 7 and 8-year-olds to make these decisions to do the right thing. Here's children, 7 and 8-year-olds, taking an interest when they see there is something dangerous in this backpack that could kill people in this room. I think it's important that the parents, that the mothers and fathers and mother figures and father figures in this town take just as great of an interest, a much greater interest, in looking at that backpack before it leaves the house. And whether your child is 8 whether your child is 18, take an interest in making sure that you take these guns out of your children's hands. Turn it over to the mayor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just am here sharing the outrage that all of us feel today, and I'm grateful for all of the work happening here at GRPS to keep students in our schools safe every single day. The city is working closely in partnership with GRPS, but as they said, they cannot do it alone. The city cannot do it alone. We are investing in crime prevention efforts. We're investing in community safety efforts. We are investing in summer camps and youth employment, and we're working closely with the schools. But as the chief said, and as Dr. Roby said, and Mr. Johnson said, we can only do so much. Keeping our kids safe and keeping guns out of the hands of children, that is all of our responsibility. Every single community member, every single parent needs to step up and be a part of this solution. If we are going to have a safe community, and we are committed to being the safest city in the state, we have to work together to do that, and we have to keep guns out of the hands of children, especially if we're going to prevent a tragedy. So I stand here, the city is here to stand in solidarity with our school system to do everything we can together to keep kids safe, but we cannot do it alone. Dr. Roby.
Thank you, Mayor.